The Trump administration and his lackeys aren't going to follow the law, but I will. If he wants to reach out and would like to meet, at some point he's going to become a part of the Trump administration, and so I'm open to a dialogue with him. I will say that he does not have the authority to do the things that he's talked about. Being a border czar is not an official position in the government, and will be up to the President of the United States and up to the leaders of the Customs and Border Patrol to make decisions about how we'll manage the border. I will say, though, that making a political speech at a political township organization and attacking the people that you're going to serve shortly, and he should be serving Democrats and Republicans if he's going to go into the administration. I would expect that anybody that's taking a position, even if I disagree with the positions that the Trump administration is taking, but if you take a position in the executive branch, you serve all of the people of the United States. I do so as governor of the state of Illinois. I'm a Democrat, but when you take on the office of governor, you serve all the people while you're serving in this position, and I would expect that he would do the same in his focus on the idea that that we have really three groups of immigrants who are in the state of Illinois today, right? We've got documented immigrants, people who are here legally, and they have documents that allow them to work or allow them to be here. They've been put in a position of fear by what the Trump administration has threatened. They have relatives who are undocumented. And these are often, the documented folks are often hardworking people following the law. In fact, almost all. And so I'm going to protect them. We have migrants who've come to the state since August of 2022, sent here, as you know, by the governor of Texas. Those folks are also legal to be in the United States. They are awaiting asylum hearings. And it's my obligation to protect them as well. Anybody that's here in this country, that's here and has documentation, is here legally. Of course, I'm obligated to protect them just as I would anybody else, any citizen of the United States, law enforcement, the government, etc. The third group are people who are undocumented, and let me be clear up front: violent criminals who are undocumented and convicted of violent crime should be deported. I do not want them in my state. I do not think they should be in the United States. But there are an awful lot of people who have lived here, and I think we run into them every day, who have lived here for a decade or 2 decades or more, who are undocumented still, for a variety of reasons, by the way. Often they've tried very hard to become documented, to use the levers that are available to them. But they're here and they're holding down jobs, and they're paying taxes that they don't get any benefit from. And I believe it's my obligation to protect them too. Those are residents of the state of Illinois. Now, I know that you want to, ask the question about, the clash that might exist. But to be clear, we have laws on the books in the state of Illinois. I'm proud of those laws that protect people who are undocumented here, that by the way, protect those who are migrants and those who are documented immigrants too. But we have laws that protect undocumented immigrants, and I'm going to make sure to follow the law. I'm concerned that the Trump administration and his lackeys aren't going to follow the law, but I will. A convicted violent criminal should not be in the United States, if you ask me. A convicted immigrant, right, undocumented immigrant, let me be clear with the words, undocumented, should not be allowed to stay in the United States if they are a convicted violent criminal. Now, there's a lot of rhetoric around the idea that immigrants are violent criminals. This is, I think, the first thing that Donald Trump said when he announced that he was running for president of the United States in 2015. And that lie has been pervasive and said over and over again. People start to believe that every immigrant is associated with or is themselves a criminal. Let's separate these things. We have an awful lot. In fact, the rate of violent crime or crime among immigrants is lower than the rate of violent crime or crime among citizens of the United States.